welcome to Yoga Life with Amy. My name is Amy, and I'm so excited to have you here today. In this video, it is an all-level full-body stretch and workout. You may need 2 blocks at the top of your mat. So let's get our mat and our blocks ready, and we'll meet on the floor. Coming to a comfortable seated position. Ground down through those sit bones and lengthen through the spine, relaxing the shoulders, maybe even gently closing the eyes. And take a nice big deep breath in, and on that exhale, slowly release. Continue deep breathing here. Maybe even scanning your body and seeing how you're doing today. Take one more deep breath in, and on that exhale, slowly release. And bring the breath back to normal. Bringing awareness to that right nostril. Inhale through the right, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left, exhale through the right. Continue mentally alternate breathing here for the next few rounds of breath. Once you've done even sides, bringing the breath back to normal. Continuing to ground down through those sit bones and lengthen through the spine. Inhale and lift those arms all the way up. And exhale, allow those arms to come down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, arms up. On this exhale, allow that right hand to come down along the side. Lengthen through that left and cross that midline. Grounding down through that left hip. Inhale, back through center. And exhale, send that left hand down. Lengthen through the right and cross that midline. Inhale, coming back up through center, and exhale to the right. Inhale, back through center, exhale to the left. Inhale, back through center, and exhale, hands down to heart center. Maybe even doing some circles here with those wrists, warming them up. Bring that to a pause and take those circles the opposite direction. Bring that to stillness and shake that all out. Bring those arms out to a nice big T. Inhaling here on that exhale, bringing the arms in and hugging yourself, noticing which arm is on top. Inhale, lift those elbows and pull them out away from the body. Stretching that upper back, warming it up. Opening those arms back open to a T. Inhaling here, and on that exhale, send that other arm on top, hugging yourself here. Inhale, lift those elbows and pull them out away from the body. Inhaling, opening up those arms and shaking them out. And coming to your tabletop, however that is comfortable for you. Meeting with our hands, wrists under those shoulders, knees underneath those hips. Inhale, lift that tailbone, opening up that heart, looking forward. Exhale, lengthening through that tailbone, rounding the back and looking down toward your toes. Continuing with your breath, inhaling through cow and exhaling through cat. After that next cat, bringing that spine back in through neutral. Walk those hands one full hand length forward. Tucking those back toes under, and inhale here, and we're going to lift those knees and hover here. Inhale and lengthen through that spine all the way through the crown of the head and coming into that up dog. Exhale, coming into that down dog. Hover those knees. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Hover those knees. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Staying here in our dog, maybe even walking our dog here. Making sure we are grounding through those hands. Lengthening through those arms. Shoulders going up toward the pelvis. Chest toward the legs. Bringing that to stillness, press those heels all the way down toward the ground. Inhale, look forward and walk those feet all the way up, bending those knees generously. Hanging here. You can just hang here. You can bring those hands on opposite elbows. You can rock side to side. Whatever feels best in your body today. Bringing that to stillness and allowing those hands to come down to the ground. Inhale, lift those arms all the way up. And exhale, hands down to heart center. Inhale, lift those arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands down to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands down to heart center. One more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And we're going to stay here. So if your hands do not reach the ground yet, maybe you grab a block, place it directly underneath your nose, and place that right hand on that block. Bend that right knee, keeping the left leg straight, and exhale, lift that left arm. Bringing that hand back through center, straight straightening that right leg. Bring that left hand directly underneath the knee, bend that left knee, and exhale, lift that right arm. Bringing that hand back down through center. If you were using a block, place it back at the top of the mat. Inhale, lift those arms all the way up, and exhale, hands down to heart center. Inhale, lift those arms all the way up. Exhale, coming down into that chair, sending those shins forward, knees forward, hips and glutes back. Shift that weight into that right foot and send that left foot back to crescent. All 10 toes facing forward, front knee bent. Bring that right hand down onto that right hip, lengthen through the left, and cross that midline. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, send that left arm forward, right arm back, and opening up to that bent knee. Inhale, back through center. The arms can stay up here or they can come down onto the hips, whatever feels best for you. Inhaling here, and on that exhale, bend that back knee. Inhale all the way back up. We're going to rotate to the back of the mat and bend that back knee. Inhale back to the front of the mat. Bend that back knee. Inhale, coming to the back of the mat. Exhale, bend that knee. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, bend that back knee, and coming back into that crescent to the top of that mat. On that next breath, take a nice big step forward and come into that chair. Inhale all the way up, and exhale, hands down to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, come down into that chair. Shift that weight into that left foot and send that right foot back to crescent. Making sure all 10 toes are facing forward and that front knee is bent. Bring that left hand down onto that hip, lengthen through the right, and cross that midline. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, opening up to that bent knee. Inhale, back through center. Again, those arms can stay up by the ears, or they can come down onto those hips. Inhaling here on that exhale, bend that back knee. Inhale, back up, flip to the back side of the mat. Bend that back knee. Inhale, back to the front of the mat. Exhale, bend that knee. Inhale to the back of the mat. Exhale, bend that knee. Inhale to the front of the mat. Exhale, bend that knee. Inhale, back up. Coming back up into that crescent with those arms by the ears. Take a nice big step forward and come into that chair. Inhale all the way up, and exhale, hands down to heart center. Inhale and lift those arms all the way up, shifting the weight into that right foot, coming up onto those left toes, and send that left foot straight back to warrior one. Left toes facing that front left corner, heel toward that back right, the front knee bent. Inhale here on that exhale, bring those hands behind the back. Maybe they're at a triangle at your sacrum, hugging the spine with your shoulder blades. Or maybe you interlace those hands and press all the way down, gazing up between the eyebrows. On that next breath, send that shoulder down toward that knee. Maybe you lift the arms up off the back, or maybe not, whatever feels best for you in your body today. Inhale, coming all the way back up. releasing those arms and shaking it out. Straighten that front leg. Inhale, lift those arms all the way up. Exhale, come down into that pyramid. If you're having a hard time getting your hands down to the ground, maybe you grab those blocks. Keeping those hips in through center. Bend that front knee, shifting that weight into that front leg. As you shift that weight into that front leg, and straighten that leg, lift that back leg, and coming into your warrior three. Pressing through that back heel. Exhales, come back down and allow that back foot to come to warrior two. Flip that front wrist, slightly reach forward, and exhale, bring that back hand to that back leg, front hand up to the ceiling. Inhale, back to warrior two. Exhale, reach forward and come into that extended angle, keeping both shoulders open to the side. Inhale, back through center to your warrior two. And take a nice big step forward, up into that chair. Inhale all the way up, and exhale, hands down to heart center. Inhale, lift those arms up. Shift that weight into that left foot and send that right foot back to warrior one. This time having those right toes to the front right corner, heel to the back left, hips to the front. Exhale, bring those hands behind the back. Maybe they're at the triangle, or maybe you interlace those fingers and press down, gazing up between the eyebrows. On that next breath, send that shoulder down toward that knee. Maybe you lift your arms up off your back, or maybe not, whatever feels best in your body today. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Release those arms and shake it out. Lift those arms up by the ears. Straighten that front leg. Exhale, come down into that pyramid. Keeping those hips in through center. Hands can either be on the block or on the ground, wherever feels best for you today. Bend that front knee and shift the weight into that front foot, finding a spot on the floor that's not going to move. And as you straighten that front leg, allow that back leg to come out. Pressing through that back heel. Exhale, come down into that warrior two. Flip that front wrist, slightly reach forward, and exhale, come up into that reverse warrior. Inhale, back to warrior two. Slightly reach forward and come into that extended angle, keeping both shoulders open to the side. Inhale, back up to warrior two. Take a nice big step forward and come into that chair. Inhale all the way up and exhale, hands down to heart center. If you are using the blocks, bring those to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift those arms all the way up and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step back to that high plank. And flow to your down dog. Inhale and lift that right leg. Look forward and send that foot in between those two hands. Bring that left hand next to that right foot and exhale, lift that arm up. Exhale, bring that hand back down. Set that back foot down into warrior one position. Straighten that front leg and come into pyramid. Walk those hands through center toward that long edge of the mat and come into a wide forward fold. I'm going to rotate. Lengthening through that spine. On that inhale here and exhale, walk those hands to that right foot. Inhale back through center. Exhale to that left foot. Inhale back through center. Bending that right knee, allow those hands to come toward that right foot. Maybe even lifting that left foot up and come onto that heel. Setting that left foot down, coming back in through center, straightening that right leg. Bend that left leg. Walk those hands to the left. Maybe even lifting that right foot so you come up onto the heel. Set that foot down and come back in through center. Send that front foot back to the front edge of the mat. I'm going to switch legs again. Coming back into that pyramid. Bend that front knee and come back down into that runner's lunge. Bring those hands to the mat and send that front leg back up to three-legged dog. And exhale, set that down. Lift that left leg. Look forward and send that foot in between those two hands. Set that right hand next to that left foot and exhale, lift that left arm up. Set that hand back down. Set the back foot down into warrior one. Walk those hands in through center and bring all 10 toes to the long edge of the mat. Lift those heels and send them in slightly. Bend those knees, lift those torsos, and come up into goddess. Inhale up to 5-point. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Continuing with your breath. Exhale the next time, stay down. Maybe you stay right here, maybe you lift that right heel. Set that down, maybe you lift that left heel. Set that down, maybe you lift both heels. Inhale, keep those heels up and come up to a 5-point star. Exhale down, keeping those heels up, continuing with your breath. Next time you come down, stay down and set those heels down. Inhale all the way back up to 5-point star. Set that front foot back toward that front of the mat and come back down into that pyramid. Come into that runner's lunge, bringing that back heel up off the mat. Set those hands down and send that front leg back to three-legged dog. Exhale, set that down. Inhale, look forward and walk those feet all the way up. Inhale up into that chair. Everyone bring those hands down to heart center. Inhaling here and on that exhale, send that right elbow to that left knee. Option to open up the arms, making sure the knees are staying forward and arms are on the outside of the legs. Inhale back through center and exhale. Bring that left elbow to the right knee. Option to open the arms. Inhale back through center. Exhale, coming back up into that chair. Lift those heels. Make sure we're breathing. Set those heels down and we're going to bounce. Bring that to stillness and inhale all the way up and exhale, hands down to heart center. We're going to be doing our balance poses, so feel free to move to a hard floor surface if you would like, or you can stay on your mat. Find a spot on the floor that's not going to move in front of you. Shift that weight into that right foot, coming up onto those left toes. Lifting that left leg up, set that left ankle on that right thigh. Exhale, bend that right knee. Maybe you have those blocks in front of you. And you reach down toward those blocks, or you reach down toward the ground. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Lifting that left leg up into stork. Set that left hand down and put that left foot into that left hand, lengthening through the right arm. Exhale, allow that left leg to go back and the right arm forward, coming into dancer. Exhale, come back through center and shake that out. Bringing those hands back to heart center. Shift into that left foot. Come up onto those right toes and bring that right knee up. Coming onto that right thigh, bending that left knee. Maybe you stay right here. Maybe you come down and reach for the blocks or for your ground. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Lifting that right leg behind you into that right hand. Lifting that left arm up and coming into that dancer here. Inhale back through center and shake that out. If you used your blocks, bring those blocks back to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift those arms all the way up and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Place those hands on that mat. Walk those feet back to high plank. Staying here for a few breaths. Exhale, come into down dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale to down dog. Inhale to plank. Staying here. Nice strong abs, keeping your body straight. Lift that right leg, making sure not to go into down dog. Set that foot down. Lift the left leg. Set that down. Shifting that weight into that left hand, send those heels to the left, and exhale, lift that right arm up, coming into your side plank. Coming back down through center. Shift the weight into that right hand, heels to the right, and come up into that side plank. Inhale, back through center. Bend those knees, bringing them down to the mat. Maybe even bringing those big toes together, shifting those hips back and coming into child's pose. Strongly bring yourself back up into tabletop. Walk those hands one full hand length forward. Shift those shoulders over those wrists, keeping those elbows nice and tight into the body. Making sure you're in a straight line from your knees to your shoulders, and exhale, come all the way down to the ground. Keeping those wrists underneath the shoulders, making sure the legs and the glutes are nice and relaxed. Inhale, press into those hands, allowing those shoulders and head to come up into that baby cobra. Exhale, back down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up, and we're going to stay here. Maybe you stay right here. Maybe you lift your hands and hover them over the ground. Maybe you press through those hands, straightening the arms and coming up into the King Cobra. Whatever your low back is saying today, listening to and honoring your low back. Exhale all the way back down. Bringing the arms down along your side. As you inhale, press the pubic bone down into the ground, protecting the low back. And inhale, lift those legs, those arms, shoulders, head, and gazing to the top of the mat. Exhale, back down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. We're going to stay here and challenge yourself however feels right for you. So you can stay right here. You can bring your arms to a V or out to a T. Whatever feels most comfortable for you. Exhale, come all the way back down. Stacking those forearms, placing that forehead on the forearms. Bending those knees and windshield wipering the legs. Bringing that to stillness, lowering those legs down. Bring those hands back underneath the shoulders. Tuck all 10 toes under, pressing through those toes, those knees, and those hands. And strongly shift yourself up to tabletop and shift it back to child's pose. Whatever version of child's pose feels best for you today. Coming back up into that tabletop. Making sure those wrists are underneath those shoulders and knees are underneath those hips. Walk those hands, one full length hand forward. Tuck those toes under. Exhale, send those hips up to your down dog. Lift that right leg up. Inhale, look forward, bend that right knee and bring it to that right wrist, lowering that back leg. And come into whatever version of pigeon feels right for you today. Maybe you stay up high, or maybe you come onto those forearms or onto a block, keeping those hips up off the mat. here. Walk those hands back up. Tuck those back toes under and lift that knee and send that front leg back to three-legged dog. And exhale, set that down. Lifting that left leg, look forward, bend that left knee and bring it to that left wrist. Lowering that right leg. Maybe you stay up high here, or maybe you come onto those forearms. Whatever feels best for you today. Walking those hands back up. Tucking those back toes under and lifting that knee and send that front foot back up into three-legged dog. And exhale, set that down. Bringing those knees down onto the mat. Bring those feet off to the side. Bring those glutes onto the mat. And bring those feet all the way to the top of the mat. Grounding down through those sit bones, zipping up those legs, lengthening through that spine. Inhale, lift those arms all the way up, and exhale, forward fold, allowing your hands to land wherever they do. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Bringing the bottoms of the feet together and bending those knees, bring those feet closer to the body and butterfly out those legs. Grounding down through your sit bones, pressing those knees down toward the ground, lengthening through your spine all the way through the crown of the head. Just notice how you are feeling and where you are feeling this at. Continuing to lengthen through that spine, keeping it nice and straight. Exhale, forward fold. Try not to round those backs and keeping them nice and elongated. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Bring those hands behind your back. Bring those feet flat on the mat, wide as the mat. And windshield wiper those legs. Next time both knees go to the right, allow them to stay there. Walk those hands up. Inhale, lift those arms all the way up. Bring that right hand to that right knee, left hand to that right foot, lengthening here. Maybe you stay right here, or maybe you walk those hands behind you, lifting that left hip. Once that heart is facing down toward that ground, maybe you walk those hands further away from the body. And breathe here. That next breath, slowly walk that all the way back up. Bringing those hands hands behind your back and windshield wipering those legs. Next time those legs go to the left, allow them to stay there and walk those hands up. Inhale, lengthening all the way up here. Allow that left hand to come to that left knee, right hand to that left foot. Inhale, lengthening here. On that exhale, maybe you walk those hands behind you, lifting that right hip. Once that heart is facing down toward the ground, maybe you stay right here, or maybe you walk those hands all the way forward. And breathe here. Walking those hands all the way back up, coming onto those glutes, hands behind you, and windshield wiper those legs. Bringing that to stillness, walk those feet back together in through center. Bring those hands onto those knees. Lengthening through that spine, exhale, shift those shoulders back, activating those ab muscles. And we're going to come into whatever version of boat feels right for you. So if that's lifting one leg, then the other. Maybe that's lifting both legs with the knees bent. Maybe that's bringing the arms out. Or maybe that's even bringing the legs straight. And breathe here. Exhale, allow those legs to come down and the torso to come down. Bring those arms up and over the ears for a full body stretch. On that next breath, bring those knees in and give them a nice big hug and maybe even rock side to side if that feels good for you. Bringing that to stillness. Releasing those hands down along the ground. Bring those knees up and over those hip bones. Inhale here. On that exhale, send those knees to the right. If you need to place a block or a blanket between the legs, feel free to do that. Maybe bring those arms out to a T. Maybe look to the left or to the right, whichever feels best for you and your body. Inhale, lift those legs back up through center, and exhale, send them to the left. Maybe gazing to the right when you do this, keeping both shoulders on the mat. Inhale, bring those legs back in through center. Bring those arms down along your side. Lift those legs all the way up so the heels are away from the body and the toes are toward the body. Rounding down through those arms. Activating those abs. On a slow count of 4, we're going to lower those legs. So 4, start lowering the legs. 3, nice and controlled. 2. And we're going to hover just above the ground. And go back up. 2, 3, and 4. Keep those abs activated. And go back down. 4, 3, heels to touch the ground. Bring those knees in and give them a nice big hug, maybe rocking side to side here. Bringing that to stillness and allow those feet to come down onto the mat as wide as the mat. And windshield wiper those legs. So both knees go to one side, then to the other. Next time both knees go to the right, allow them to stay there. Maybe you lift that right foot and place it on the outside of that left thigh. Arms can be wherever is comfortable for you. Maybe you gaze to the left or to the right and see which one feels best in your body. Breathing here and noticing how the body is feeling. Maybe even where you're feeling this stretch at. No judgment, just noticing. On that next breath, release that foot, placing it on the outside of that mat, and windshield wiper those legs. Next time both knees go to the left, allow them to stay there. Maybe you lift that left foot, place it on the outside of that right thigh. Maybe you look to the right or to the left. Whatever feels best in your body today. And just notice how this side feels. Remembering that each side might feel a little different each day. Balance might be a little different. It's okay, just notice, no judgment. Honoring and listening to our bodies. On that next breath, bring that left foot down and windshield wiper those legs. Bringing that to stillness. It's time for yogi's choice, so you can bring those knees in. Maybe you rock side to side, maybe you do happy baby. Maybe there's something that we haven't done yet today that you'd still like to do. Whatever feels right for you to prepare for Shavasana. As you prepare for Shavasana, allow yourself to be able to be relaxed. As you prepare yourself for Shavasana, whatever that may mean for you, coming into a nice, comfortable position, nice and relaxed. Take a nice, big, deep breath in here, and on that exhale, slowly release. Take a few more deep breaths here. Take one more big, deep breath in, and on that exhale, slowly release. become aware of your breath, aware of the body, gently moving with each inhale and exhale. Notice on the inhalation that the abdomen gently rises, then chest rises. And on the exhalation, abdomen falls and chest falls. Inhale, abdomen rises, chest rises. Exhale, abdomen falls, chest falls. Feel this wave of breath, like a wave washing into the shore, then washing away from the shore. Follow this gentle wave of breath. Each breath, watching the wave rise and watching it fall. No need to make any changes to the breath. Simply watching the natural wave of breath, like watching gentle waves on the ocean. And begin to count the waves by simply following the natural pace of breath. Inhale 1, exhale 2. Inhale 3, exhale 4, and so on up to 26. If you lose track, that's okay. Simply begin again. Go with the counting of the breath. Doesn't matter if you reach the number or if your mind wandered. Letting go of the counts. Bring your awareness back to your heart center. Notice the heart center rising on the inhalation and falling on the exhalation. Bringing awareness back to your body. Maybe even taking a few deep breaths here. Maybe you wiggle your fingers and your toes and feel the lightness of the sensation. Stretch or move your body in any way that feels right for you today. Maybe you stay right where you are, or maybe you roll onto your favorite side, using the bottom arm as a pillow, and maybe even bringing those knees in closer to the heart. Maybe you stay right where you are, or maybe you slowly and gently come up to a comfortable seated position. If you come to the comfortable seated position, bring the hands to heart center, grounding down through the sit bones and lengthening through the spine, relaxing your shoulders. Finding an inhale here, and on that exhale, slightly leaning forward, releasing anything that no longer serves you. On the inhale, rising back up, allowing anything you may need, allowing it to come in. Bowing the chin towards your heart as a sign of gratitude. Thank you for taking time for your self-care today, for hitting play and rolling out your mat. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste. I hope that you have a wonderful and beautiful rest of your day. I look forward to seeing you next time